Well, it's not like I didn't see it coming. Yesterday, the small YouTube community got slapped in the face, and I'm not necessarily here to talk about that, but I did make a video last week about how the numbers game is still a thing and that numbers are still important to smaller creators. You can watch that video here. One thing I do want to mention is that even though I am talking about my Patreon page, I never intended to do YouTube to make money. I set up my Patreon page because people wanted to support me and because in my daily life, my personal life, I am struggling with money right now, and that is my thing to deal with. But if people want to support me through Patreon, that is lovely of them, and that is why I set that up. I never wanted to do this for the money. I did a whole rant on Twitter why it isn't about the money, because I made about $10 in the last 3 years, and that is not why this is affecting smaller creators at all. It is discoverability and just the fact that YouTube doesn't really care about us, which is affecting us so much. And I'll leave a link to that Twitter thread in the description as well, so you can check that. Please do check out the other video I did. It does say a lot of things that I feel about this situation, even though I made that video before this even happened. I don't know how I timed that so well. This video, however, is not me trying to vent my frustration at YouTube, and it is also not me trying to explain how this impacts smaller creators. I've done that on my Twitter all day yesterday, so if you want to find out what I think, go over there and you can see that. This video is about one of the changes that I fear will start happening in the small creator community now, and then I also have some tips and tricks that I hope will help smaller creators grow and maybe improve their content to some extent. I just want to try and help out as many small creators as I can. First, I want to make everyone aware that finding as many small creators as you can and subscribing to them isn't necessarily the best move. Yes, it's a lovely gesture and it will help inflate numbers, but that is not what you need to do right now. The problem isn't necessarily with the subscriber threshold. Everybody can subscribe to each other and we will all have 1,000 subscribers, but the issue is the 4,000 hours of watch time. That's what's going to be hard. The problem isn't necessarily with the subscriber threshold, it is with the watch time threshold. Subscribers will come as soon as you make regular high quality content, and that is not me trying to be mean to anyone. I feel like I make reasonably good content and it has taken me 3 years to get where I am now and I'm still nowhere near 1,000 subscribers. That is not what I'm saying. I know that I haven't been playing the YouTube game necessarily because I haven't been uploading regularly ever since my channel started, and I also have not been making tentpole videos, and lots of things that I'll go into a little bit later in this video that you can do to have your channel grow. The issue is that we need 4,000 hours, not minutes, hours of watch time, and that is a ridiculous amount. And YouTube is justifying this threshold by saying, well, if you don't have that much watch time, you won't make any money anyway. And that is, again, I'm referring to my Twitter rant because that is not what it's about for us. Most of us will be in full-time education or in full-time work, which obviously means that we don't have enough time or energy to make enough content to regularly upload in a capacity that we can accumulate 4,000 hours of watch time in 12 months. That's just very unrealistic for most of us. And that is ultimately going to harm our channels and our community. And I'm not sure if YouTube is aware of that or whether they choose to ignore it, but I am very aware of that, and that is why I'm here trying to help. And I'm not going to help by promising to subscribe to all of you or by having everyone subscribe to my small YouTube friends, because that is not going to help anyone. What I will be doing, however, is leaving a list of lots and lots of smaller creators in the description below so that you can check out their content and see if you like it. Don't go subscribing to everyone willy-nilly, and don't go subscribe to everyone in the hope that they'll subscribe to you, because again, that is not going to fix this problem. You will want people to subscribe to you who watch your content and engage with your content. That is the only way YouTube is going to help you grow. I'm not sure in what capacity these changes will affect being picked up in the recommended or the algorithm. However, channel growth is what will keep us going, and that means you shouldn't sub for sub. I made a little list of things that might seem really obvious but are often overlooked by smaller creators, and hopefully they will help you keep doing what you love. We're starting off really obvious with post as much as you can, and I know for a lot of us it's really hard to even post one video a week, but if you look at your schedule and you try and plan it in as best as you can, uploading 2 or 3 times a week will be more beneficial than just uploading once. Making a schedule is so important, and a lot of people don't do it because they don't have the time or the motivation, and that's fair. But if you want to give your channel the best chance you can, then uploading regularly is very important, and doing so 2 or 3 times a week will be even more beneficial for your channel. The next one I used to try and stay away from because I don't like riding hype trains, but I'm not given much of a choice here, so this one is to make relevant content. And I'm not saying latch onto drama or purely make reaction videos, because that is not going to help you. That will be detrimental in the long run, because you become a drama channel or a reaction channel, and people will not care about you, they will just care about what you have to say about these big things that are happening. You will never be able to talk about things that you want to talk about anymore, so don't become like that. But do make videos that are relevant to what is going on in the world. And I don't mean drama or politics, but if you've gone to see a film, review that film. But don't become a film review channel, if that makes sense. So make content that people will be searching, but also make sure that you have other content that people will want to watch for you rather than for your opinion. The next one is bulk film, and I know that we don't necessarily have the time or energy to do so, but if you have more filmed, you can have more ready to edit, and the more you have edited, the more regularly you can upload. I know this makes it harder to embrace creativity or to follow trends, but if you have a backlog of videos and you can interject those videos with things that are relevant and on topic, you will be able to post more regularly, as well as give yourself the time to then focus on what is going on around you and making content about that. The next one is going to go against what I just said a little bit, because it is stay true to who you are. Make sure that your personality shines through in your videos, even if they are tentpole videos that follow trends. Make sure that your personality shines through. Also make sure to stick to your own opinions and not to just follow other people's opinions, because it helps you stick to trends well. Personally, I don't really like Game of Thrones, so you won't hear me talk about Game of Thrones. I'm also very sarcastic and sassy, so hopefully in my videos I come across as a little bit sarcastic and sassy, or at least energetic, which I am in real life when I'm talking to my friends. So I don't know, like, try to be who you are, but be yourself on camera, while also making sure that you attach value to your channel by making trendy shit. I don't know. Get all the support you can by commenting on comments, by commenting on other people's videos, by tweeting about things and interacting with people on other platforms. Make sure that people start caring about you and your opinions, because that will then make them talk about you in their daily lives or promote you on Twitter or their social media elsewhere, and hopefully that will help you to gain more audience along the way. I know it's very difficult to start and grow an audience in general, and to get people to care about you, especially when you're trying to also cater to trends and cater to what people want to watch and things like that. But as soon as someone starts caring about your content, they will share it with others and they will respond to you and engage with you, and that is so exciting. That is one of the best things about an audience, is that they engage with you and they love your stuff most of the time, and they watch your stuff most of the time. So that is one of the main things that you need to focus on. On a quick side note, a lot of people seem to be confused as to why smaller creators would have a Patreon or merch. I would argue it's a good idea for smaller creators to have a Patreon, not so sure about merch. Because as soon as you have an audience, someone in that audience might want to have the ability to and the desire to support you, and so if they can, they will. However, if you don't have a possibility for them to do so, they won't, and so you can only win. With merch, that's a little bit different, because obviously you have to have a product and produce said product, so you might make a loss. So I don't understand necessarily how merch would benefit you, but setting up a Patreon is free and people can support you, so I personally did it for that reason. The next one is collab, which might sound obvious as well, but if someone has an audience and you have an audience and you can share both audiences, then that benefits both of you. And so if you can make a video with someone because they're your friend or because you have similar types of channels, then totally go for it, because you can help each other grow and help each other out and make friends along the way. Like, that is great, and you get to explore a different type of video and a different type of creativity. So I would say do it. Do the same for others. If you subscribe to someone, make sure you watch their stuff, and if someone is subscribed to you and regularly engages with you and you know they're a small YouTuber as well, try to do the same. Now, they might not make the kind of content that you enjoy, but you might like them as a person and strike up a friendship and want to watch their videos anyway for that reason, or they do make stuff that you enjoy watching. I've met so many small creators through Facebook groups and stuff like that, and just by going to the YouTube space, which God knows if that's ever going to happen again. But I've met so many cool small creators there and on the platform, and we now watch each other's stuff and we interact with each other and we make stuff together, and that's so cool. So please try and support each other as much as you can, but don't do it through sub for subbing, but do it by actually engaging with each other. Watch and engage other people's videos, not just smaller creators, bigger creators as well. Maybe not massive creators, but medium-sized creators. If you leave comments on their stuff, they will most likely check out your name. If you engage with different creators regularly, that will make their audience be aware that you're part of this community and that you maybe make videos as well, and they will check you out, maybe. I don't know. Yeah. Make friends, and this ties in with the collabing, but if you make friends on the platform, you can support each other off platform as well. You can help each other film, or you can collab, or you can interact on Twitter or tweet each other's videos and stuff like that. Make sure that you connect with other people on the platform, because that is what the YouTube community is for. Have a great time, and I know that one sounds so stupid, especially now because everybody's stressed out, but do it because you love it. Love making content, enjoy making videos, love working on new things, because that is what will keep you going. If you start making generic videos that everybody will want to watch but not because you enjoy it, you're not gonna fall in love with YouTube, you're gonna fall out of love with making videos, and then you will just end up hating it and quitting probably. So don't do that, make stuff you enjoy. And last but not least, some easy ways to upgrade your video quality is by having decent lighting so that not everything is grainy and gross, and to improve your sound. Sound, I think, is more important than lighting per se, because if your sound is gross, no one will want to listen to it for 3 minutes or 6 minutes or 10 minutes or 20 minutes. Whereas if your video quality isn't too great but your sound's decent, no one will mind. If you get a reasonably good, cheap recorder and improve your lighting situation, then odds are your videos will improve a lot. I just came up with another tip, and that is to pay more attention to your editing. I know it's not necessarily the easiest for most people, especially if you're using free software like Movie Maker or iMovie, but editing is so important because it keeps it snappy, it keeps it engaging, and it cuts out all the boring stuff, if that makes sense. So if you have slow jump cuts, or if you don't have jump cuts at all, and your cuts are just a little bit like meh, your entire video will feel a bit meh, and you won't necessarily keep people engaged and make them want to watch through the entire video. So music will help with that as well, but don't make it too loud because it will be annoying and distracting. That's kind of it, but there is a few things that I still want to say. First off, content is key, so keep that in mind, because if you don't have good content, as much as it might look nice and sound nice, it's still not going to be engaging and it's not going to be watched by anyone. And then the second one is that my channel might be changing. I still haven't decided for myself if I want to like full on play the YouTube game and put more effort and time into this and into recording in bulk and filming and all that kind of stuff, all the tips that I just said basically. I haven't decided that for myself. I am going to try probably and see how it goes, but I will promise that I will try and stay as genuine as possible throughout all of my content, even if that means I am making more generic content. I will try my best to have my sassy, sarcastic self shine through that and hopefully be entertaining and still be opinionated and all that kind of stuff. If you do want to follow me on my social media, I have an Instagram, I have a Twitter, you can check those out. I have a Facebook page, but I don't really do anything on that. All the links will be in the description below. My username is Overdose of Aaron on most of these. So go check that out, and you can interact with me there if you want to be more real, because obviously I don't really care about coming across and building mass audiences on Twitter. I want to build it here. So yeah, that'll be it for now. I will see you very soon probably, and goodbye!